this is my first year of teaching, not in general, but teaching with giants around me, actually. I've never been in a school I've had this much giants of teachers teaching. So I'm learning from one of the Amiga brothers, sorry, I didn't talk about you, but brother Essen has been teaching for a very, very long time. Yes, Sister Tarbiyah Hassan, who I've heard about from other schools. When she taught at other schools, she was, mashallah, a legend there. And my wife used to actually teach in Tarbiyah as well. She taught last year. Through for 3 years, she used to be a French teacher there. And she came home last year, and she was like super excited, and she's like, you don't know how weird I feel right now. I said, okay, what's going on? She's like, look, I go into the French class teaching, and my old grade 4 teacher is the teacher of that class. So I'm teaching in my teacher's class, right? And I'm thinking, oh, sweet Sister Anissa or something like that. She's like, no, it's Brother Abdul Haq. Okay? So it's not that I married somebody really young, but it just kind of tells you how old Brother Abdul Haq is. But that being said, he has been teaching for a long time, so there's giants at this school. I feel very, very honored to be among them. So going right into it, the individual roles of the program. It says here that I am the principal/subject teacher. Okay, so what does that mean? I'm basically in charge of the quality control of the program. So I'm making sure it runs smoothly in logistics, the schedules are not conflicting, that everything, the registration process, the communication with the parents, everything is going as it should be. And I'm also the subject teacher. So the subjects that I am allowed to teach according to my degree and training, that's the subjects that I will be teaching. Then the second, key component, now we're not the only people in this high school program, but these are the key primary roles. The second one is Sister Faber. So she's essentially the homeroom teacher of the girls. And subject teacher as well. What does that mean as a homeroom teacher between, homeroom teacher and subject teacher? Well, as a subject teacher, she's going to teach the subjects that she's able to teach as well, according to her degree and mastery and so on and so forth. The homeroom teacher should be arranging like community programs and halakas and character development and sisterhood and leadership programs for the students in the class, like a homeroom teacher would in other schools. So she's basically in charge of her class. I'm there to basically give her everything she needs and help facilitate, whatever is needed for her class. So how it works. This is an all-girls high school program. So you're not going to see any boys in it. Okay, so it's only girls, and it will run from regular academic year, September 2013 to June 2014. It's 2 semesters. Okay, that's standard with every other school. So students will register in 4 courses per semester. It's the same thing for the other schools. The difference for this year and how we ran it last year is that we're offering accredited courses. So inshallah, September we are an accredited school. So the math, the science, the English, etc., there's a list of accredited courses here. I don't know if it's on the sheet, but there's a list of accredited courses that we will be offering for next year. And it will be based on the educator's expertise. So this was actually a very, very key thing that we want to be different than other places. Because my background is science, and I know a lot of math as well. But I've had to teach courses that I don't know anything about. And it's really rough when a student, let's say if they're really excelling in that course, and they want to, they raise their hand, they want to ask you a little bit more. If you don't know that material, you can't answer that question because you just know that little book that's been given to you. So the difference between this year and other years that we're really, really trying to focus on is that every teacher who is teaching that course knows that material inside and out. Meaning if there's a university level question asked in that course, they'll answer it for sure. So so we have experienced teachers for all core courses, for math, science, and English. That's all of them. Academic, applied, workshop, whatever, you name it, it's there. We have, alhamdulillah, the ability to do all of that. And also there are some expertise in various high school electives. So again, the courses that we will offer are on the sheet over there. Which when it's time to break off, you want to come and see me at the table, and you can look at it and we'll talk about those things inshallah. So, the key question is, okay, there are so many courses. If you go through the Ontario Secondary School Manual, there is literally hundreds of courses. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. It's a document like a book size, it's thick. So, do we have 100 teachers to teach all these courses? No. Okay? So what if a student wants to take something that we can't offer? Let's say they want to take woodworking. Okay, we don't have woodworking teachers. We didn't hire any carpenters. Okay, I'm giving an example. There's many other courses. And that's it. They just can't take it because they go to Tarbiyah? No. So the special courses / electives are offered in affiliation with VLC. We have a major affiliation with VLC. We've been working with them this year, and we have a very good rapport with them. So they want to take something that is, for example, even not regularly offered in a normal public high school. They have lots of electives that they can take with VLC. So the courses that we don't offer, you take with VLC. And the scheduling and everything, they're very generous about this. We have information coming up. So again, they do have a wide array of courses that even some public schools don't offer. We have a listing of the VLC courses that they offer as electives as well. Okay? For the core courses, we're offering. You don't have to worry about okay, so how it works. So we have 9 to 12. I mean, for our current students registered right now, we have from grades 9 to 12. That's what we're anticipating. And that's how, so how is it going to be divided? Because sometimes the high school course gets tricky. Because the curriculums don't always overlap. Like for example, does grade 9 science overlap with grade 12 chemistry? No, not at all. So what do we do? That's a little bit different than this year. This year we had them all into one big class. Next year we're going to separate them from 9 to 10 and 11 to 12. Because does grade 11 chemistry and grade 12 chemistry, do they overlap? Absolutely. I know that I've taught both courses. And same with the biologies and physics. And do the grade 9 and 10 science overlap? Yes, they do. Okay, it's just, this is an extension of the grade 9. So, and this is science. It's the same thing with English and for math. So they're divided accordingly. And we will be following the Ontario curriculum for each course as dictated by the accreditation guidelines. We have to do this. As I said before, inspectors come into every single school and they will inspect to make sure that the Ontario curriculum is followed. Now, does that mean I'm restricted by this? No. So, how the students are going ahead and they've mastered the curriculum, can I teach them extra stuff? Absolutely. And I'm not just saying this theoretically, I know because I've done it before. Okay, I've taught grade 8 students 1 year, and they went into grade 9 math as well. So I have done that before. Again, it's to each student's ability. So program-wise, they will learn like that. Report cards and transcripts. This is where it's different. We have to issue report cards because we're accredited. So let's say Sister Tay was teaching math course, and she's got an evaluation on that. It's going to go on your transcript, your official transcript, and universities will look at it. That's what part of being an accredited program is. So what happens though if you're taking courses with us, and let's say you're taking one elective with VLC, it was like woodworking or whatever, okay? Where's that mark going to go? You're just going to have the 3 of our marks and one, I don't know, you got to go find it on the internet or something? No. We're running our report card deadlines with the VLC deadlines as well. So, because they're semestered as well. And so their course end dates and start dates would match with ours, as well as their grade submission dates, it matches with ours. So then on your report card coming back, you'd have our 3 courses, for example, that have the grade, and it would also have that 1 VLC mark on your course. So it's good for the parents because they can see how well their son was doing, or son or daughter was doing, in this case daughter was doing in the VLC courses. It would be bad for some of the girls because you try to hide the rest of your parents, well, you won't be able to be right there on the report card. Okay? So we will be running with them on the dates and stuff. Okay, so here's a proposed schedule. Okay, and the beautiful thing about us being accredited is that we are actually making the schedule. So all those conflicts and things like that, they won't exist. So here's your typical day of the All Girls High School program. 9 to 10 is Quran. Okay? And inshallah, the Arabic will be included in that. Now, there's a couple of things. We got a lot of different classes, right? So who's going to teach the Quran? Is it going to be the same people for both high school and elementary? Because that seems impossible. It is. Okay? So we do have our own set of Quran instructors again this year. There are some sisters that are doing an ijaza program this year with Sheikh Lu'ay. So what he has done is that he has selected his best student, okay, which is pretty much better than most of the Quran teachers you would come across regularly. I'm talking about even in the session. Anybody knows Sheikh Lu'ay, you know what I'm talking about. So he has selected his best student, I would say students, and they're going to cater to everybody else's tajweed and so on and so forth. To his and he's going to be supervising this program. Then we have class 1, class 2, lunch. Again, this might change depending on how the program works, okay? So this is the only one that could be switched. The lunchtime could be 11 to 12 instead of 12 to 1. You know, this might be too much academic time at once. So you've got Quran, 9 to 10 never changes. Monday to Friday, same thing. Class 1, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, class 2, lunch, class 3, class 4, and that's your high school day. Okay? I have the courses that are offered, but I'm not going to go through them all right now because they're all right there, and this will take you a while to understand what's going on. Okay? So let's kind of skip through that. As you see, we offer a lot of courses. Okay. So here's the fees and the tuition for high school. So the application fee, which we had application forms here, $65. Registration fee is $295. That will include the phys ed fee. So anything that, for example, this year we were going to the swimming and sports and the gym and stuff, that covers that. Okay, this year that wasn't covered. We had to pay twice. People that didn't know what I'm talking about. And that's it. I was told to be brief. I hope I was. If there are any questions about high school, I feel a lot of information at you. I am expecting that some people will come and see me for their ironing the details. Any questions? That's when high schoolers here. So, am I confused? Overwhelmed? Okay. Again, if there are any questions, I'm right here. I have lots of forums around. You can come and see which courses are offered by VLC, which courses are offered by us. Yes? So, good question. So, okay, we're making the schedules, right? And then VLC makes their own schedule, right? Because they run by their own system. So what if you're taking, let's say even in a semester, you're going to take 2 electives, right? Like if you get older grade, that becomes possible. So what's going to happen? Because we have an affiliation with VLC, we have a very big affiliation, they're very easy to work with. If they can prove that they're going to a full-time day school, which is very easy because they're going to get schedules from us, then VLC will let them watch the recorded courses. Because there are many students who take VLC courses that go to regular school. Why? Because they offer electives that they don't offer. So if you can prove that you're going to a school, then you'll just, it's all the lectures and things are recorded, then in that slot, you're able to put there that, okay, you didn't attend this class, this is how your year is going to be. The teacher knows that, the principal Peter knows that as well, so they accommodate for that. And that's a good thing with these. Anything else? Yes?
Is there a gym course?
There is a gym course. Everybody's dismissed here. I'm surprised some people staying behind. I was expecting about 2 people. So,